Good evening, and welcome to GlobeSync, your pulse on global events. Tonight, the Middle East is on Iran has directly retaliated against U.S. forces, launching missiles at American bases in both Qatar and Iraq. This dramatic escalation comes after a weekend of intense U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear program and military infrastructure. Let's break down the latest. Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps has claimed responsibility for these missile attacks, calling it Operation Annunciation of Victory. Explosions were heard over Qatar's capital, Doha, as the Al-Udeid Air Base, a major U.S. hub, was targeted. Reports also confirmed strikes on the al-Assad base in Iraq. Crucially, U.S. officials report no casualties from these Iranian strikes, and initial assessments suggest no significant impact on the bases themselves. There are also indications that Iran may have given advance notice to Qatar and even the U.S. through diplomatic channels, potentially aiming to avoid wider casualties while still demonstrating a forceful response. Qatar did temporarily close its airspace as a precaution. These Iranian strikes are a direct answer to the powerful actions taken over the weekend. On Saturday, U.S. forces, using B-2 bombers and advanced bunker-buster munitions, reportedly caused monumental damage to 3 Iranian nuclear sites, including the fortified Fordow and Natanz facilities. President Donald Trump declared Iran's nuclear program completely obliterated. In parallel, Israel significantly ramped up its own campaign. The IDF confirmed strikes on access routes to the Fordow facility and launched what they called their largest ever set of daytime strikes in Tehran. Israeli operations also targeted Iranian airports, military aircraft, and even the headquarters of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. International reactions are sharply divided. The U.S. and allies, including Australia, defend these strikes as vital for nuclear However, Russia and China have strongly condemned the actions, warning they risk a broader global conflict. China stated the U.S. strikes set a bad precedent, while Russia deemed them unjustified and unprovoked. Economically, oil prices have shown volatility, with an initial dip after the Iranian strikes on military targets, possibly reflecting some relief that key oil routes like the Strait of Hormuz were not directly targeted. However, the overall conflict continues to fuel global economic uncertainty. The situation remains highly fluid. While no U.S. casualties have been reported from Iran's retaliation, the direct nature of the attacks marks a dangerous new chapter. Iranian military leaders have warned that while the U.S. may have started this war, Iran will be the ones to finish it. We are monitoring these developments constantly. What are your thoughts on this rapidly escalating situation? Do you believe these actions will lead to a wider conflict? Or is there still a path to de-escalation? For more in-depth analysis and the very latest on this critical story, make sure to like this video and subscribe to GlobeSync. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next update. Thank you for joining us. From GlobeSync, good night.